Good damn what's left of the morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. And if you haven't heard, we have this thing in California called planned blackouts. That's where the two electric companies in California, up north is PG&E, down south is Edison. Those are the two power companies that supply power to the state of California. So they have these planned blackouts because last year, according to the survivors of the fire and other sources, PG&E did not de-energize the power lines during high-risk weather last year. That sparked a fire in Paradise, California. It's called the Camp Fire. 85 people died. Now, normally when you think of wildfires, it's exactly that. It's in the wild. Maybe some houses are caught up in it, but just, nature, trees, brush, shit like that. But this fire went through a town. I mean, there's burned out fast food restaurants, businesses. I had never seen anything like that. I'd never seen a wildfire consume a town like that. Burnt out cars. I mean, anything that was there got burnt to a fucking crisp. Like 19,000 structures, all this damage. So allegedly, PG&E is the cause of it. Now, if that wasn't a reason to break up that fucking company, I don't know what is. But now, to save their own ass, they're having these planned blackouts where they check the equipment and they can't turn the power back on until the equipment has been inspected and, if necessary, repaired. So you're looking at about 800,000 Californians without electricity, and this could last up to 5 days. In 1989, the big one, the earthquake in California, our power was out for 3 days, not 5. This is complete bullshit. Do you know how much money comes to this fucking state? Why don't they break up the company? Why don't they let other companies exist to give power, to give electricity? It creates competition, which creates a better product. If there was another company, it wouldn't matter if PG&E was doing this shit. You could go to another company. And for those 5 days, are they going to reimburse your money? Because you're charged every month. Are they going to reimburse your money for those up to 5 days you didn't have power? Are they going to give you a check so you can replace the food that you lost in your refrigerator? They're going to pay for any medicine you may have lost, because some medicines, like insulin, need to be refrigerated. No, because of their fuck-ups, we have to do this. Their poor planning has become our emergency. One of the few things that our government is supposed to do is break up monopolies, so we have a shot at the best product. If there's just one company, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't have to perform. They're the only show in town. If their power's out, what are you going to do? They're the only supplier. That shit needs to change, especially after doing what they've done. 85 people died in that fire. And not just the people who live there in that town. The smoke. There were schools canceled for miles and miles away. There was a lot of damage from that fire, and for it to be done by a company, and that company is still around, not only still around, they're still the only one. Yet we're hit with all these taxes. 5.6 cents gas tax a couple months ago. Gas went up $1 a couple of weeks ago. You guys don't even want to know about rent, about property tax, about all these surcharges for the state to pay for these fucking bloated severance packages, these bloated pensions. There's a fire chief, a retired fire chief near here, who retired at 53 years old and makes $180,000 a year. At 53, how long are they gonna have to pay this fucker? 30 years? At 180 grand per? That is fucking crazy. There's something like, I can't remember the exact number, but conservatively, say two people are working to pay the pension for one retired firefighter. That's crazy. But they made these outrageous promises. Now they have to deliver on the backs of us at the cost of our electricity for up to 5 days. Look, man, this is not the fucking Little House on the Prairie. We're used to electricity, electronics, convenience. We pay a lot of money for that shit. And for it to be taken away on some bullshit is ridiculous. Gavin, you better make a phone call to Grade Davis, because the reason we recalled his ass, and trust me, when we recall you, it's going to be for way more shit than this. But the reason we recalled Grade Davis was because of the rolling blackouts. I would love for this to be the straw that breaks your camel's fucking back, Gavin. This is bullshit, man. We're not going to have electricity, some of us, 800,000 of us, for up to 5 days. And for what? There need to be more companies to supply electricity so we the people have a better product. That's also part of your job, California government, you fucks. Is to give us the best opportunity to have the best products, whether it be electricity or anything else, and not to be taxed to death with nothing to show for it. It would be different if we had beautiful roads and bridges, smooth. Remember riding on roller skates when you were a kid? When you got on that brand new blacktop? Shit! That was nice. Now, if we're driving on this brand new blacktop with these freshly refurbished bridges and all this infrastructure and maybe a high-speed train that actually existed that went from Northern to Southern California, maybe we would allow some of this to slide. But that's not the case. You took our fucking money for this train to nowhere. There are literally, we were hanging out with our friends up near Fresno, and there are literally these giant white platforms that just stop. There's no train tracks they're connected to. They just built them and they stop. So if you're into skateboarding and shit, that's awesome. But if not, that's a huge fucking waste of money. Just these giant empty platforms, literally leading to nowhere. Now, maybe if that wasn't the case, you finished the train, you gave us all the things we're supposed to have. We're not asking for no extra. We don't have unreasonable demands. We want the basics. We don't even get that, and we're taxed through the fucking nose. And now we don't have electricity. Gavin Newsom and everybody else, gather around your computer. Listen to what I'm about to say. Pay attention. Are you ready? You are lazy, worthless pieces of shit who give us nothing in return for the exorbitant amount of money you take from us. Do you understand that? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I can't make it any more plain. You guys are fucking up. We don't like you. Fix it or we're voting you the fuck out. Now, let me get back to my state-mandated meal period. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.